kindness. It's a word that carries warmth, a virtue praised across cultures and centuries. From ancient teachings to modern self-help guides, we're told to be kind, always, unconditionally. Kindness is framed as the ultimate expression of our humanity, a force that heals wounds, builds bridges, and creates meaning in our relationships. Yet, here's a truth that many hesitate to admit. Kindness is not always met with kindness. Have you ever felt the sting of your generosity being overlooked, your compassion taken for granted, or your goodwill repaid with disrespect? Perhaps you went out of your way to help someone only to find yourself being used or dismissed. You give and give, believing that kindness is its own reward, but instead of gratitude, you're met with indifference or, worse, exploitation. And in those moments, a question begins to form, unspoken but persistent. Is kindness a weakness? This paradox of kindness is deeply unsettling. How can something so virtuous, so universally celebrated, be misunderstood or even weaponized against the very person offering it? The more you give, the more you feel invisible. The more you extend yourself, the more others seem to take. It's enough to make you question the very foundation of this cherished virtue. But what if the problem isn't kindness itself? What if the issue lies in how kindness is practiced, without discernment, without boundaries, without strength? This is where the timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers clarity. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers, wrote, "Kindness is invincible, provided it is sincere, not fawning or hypocritical." To the Stoics, true kindness is not about pleasing others at the expense of yourself. It is not about bending until you break. Kindness, when practiced wisely, is an act of strength, an expression of virtue rooted in reason and self-awareness. So here's the central question. How can we practice kindness in a way that commands respect and maintains inner balance? How can we offer compassion without sacrificing self-respect? And how do we protect our integrity while remaining open to the needs of others? In this exploration, we'll uncover the Stoic approach to kindness, an approach that balances compassion with wisdom, generosity with boundaries, and softness with strength. By redefining kindness through the lens of Stoicism, you'll discover how to transform it from a misunderstood vulnerability into an empowered virtue that enriches your life and the lives of those around you. For the Stoics, kindness was never about self-sacrifice or appeasement. It wasn't about earning favor or avoiding conflict. Kindness, in its truest form, is a deliberate act of virtue, grounded in reason and self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "Kindness is invincible, provided it is sincere, not fawning or hypocritical." This wisdom reminds us that true kindness is unshakable because it flows from authenticity, not insecurity. It is a strength, not a weakness. To understand kindness through a Stoic lens, we must first recognize its foundation, virtue. Kindness is not merely an emotional impulse or a societal expectation. It is a reflection of character. When we act kindly, we're not just doing something good for others. We are affirming the principles we live by. True kindness does not depend on how it is received or whether it is reciprocated. It is rooted in our commitment to doing what is right. But kindness without wisdom is like a ship without a rudder. It drifts aimlessly, vulnerable to the tides of others' expectations and desires. This is why the Stoics emphasize the importance of discernment. While the impulse to help is noble, it must be guided by reason. Not every act of kindness is beneficial, and not every recipient values or respects it. Offering kindness indiscriminately without considering its impact or limits risks turning a virtue into a vulnerability. The balance of wisdom and compassion is essential. To be kind is to act with empathy, but to be truly kind is to act with purpose. This means knowing when to help and when to step back, when to give and when to withhold, not out of selfishness, but out of a commitment to harmony. Kindness is not about saying yes to everything and everyone. It is about making choices that uplift both yourself and others. Indiscriminate kindness, though well-intentioned, can lead to unintended consequences. It can deplete your energy, foster dependence in others, or even invite disrespect. The Stoics teach us to aim for balance, not just in our actions, but in our relationships. Kindness, when paired with wisdom, becomes a powerful force for good, a source of strength that commands respect and fosters genuine connection. It is this balance that transforms kindness from a passive act into an intentional expression of virtue. Kindness is often misunderstood, especially when it lacks the firmness needed to create balance and clarity. Human perception tends to associate unguarded kindness with vulnerability or submission, creating an opening for exploitation or disregard. While kindness is a virtue, when offered excessively or indiscriminately, it can blur into appeasement, signaling to others that there are no limits to how far they can push. This misinterpretation isn't necessarily malicious. It's rooted in how people interpret power dynamics. Without boundaries, kindness can inadvertently diminish the respect it deserves. Epictetus's words, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it," are a profound reminder that actions speak louder than intentions. In the context of kindness, this means demonstrating strength through clear and firm behavior. When kindness is paired with integrity and decisiveness, it becomes an invincible force, one that commands respect without demanding it. Firm kindness, the kind rooted in reason and self-respect, speaks for itself. It shows that your actions are intentional, not driven by fear or a need for validation. Boundaries are essential to this strength. They are not barriers, but guidelines that define how you value yourself and your relationships. Without boundaries, kindness can become an obligation rather than a choice, and this lack of clarity can lead to misunderstandings or resentment. Setting limits doesn't diminish your kindness, it amplifies it. It sends a clear message. My kindness is offered willingly, but it is not a resource to be taken for granted. Boundaries also prevent kindness from being misinterpreted as weakness. When you practice saying no with compassion and firmness, you reinforce mutual respect. This isn't selfish, it's necessary for harmony. A kindness that diminishes your own well-being or is used to avoid conflict is incomplete. True kindness uplifts both the giver and the receiver, and boundaries ensure this balance is maintained. True kindness flows from a place of inner strength. It is not driven by fear of rejection or a desire to gain approval, but is an expression of your values and resilience. Seneca's wisdom captures this perfectly. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Kindness rooted in strength doesn't falter because it isn't dependent on external validation. It is a deliberate choice that reflects your character, not a reaction to others' expectations. This strength transforms kindness into something purposeful and enduring. When kindness is grounded in inner fortitude, it is no longer vulnerable to the whims of others. It becomes a reflection of your integrity, a testament to your ability to act with compassion while remaining steadfast in your principles. Practicing kindness with purpose is the cornerstone of Stoic action. Mindfulness plays a key role here. Before acting, consider whether your kindness is driven by virtue or a fear of conflict. Are you giving because it aligns with your values, or are you seeking approval? This kind of introspection ensures that your kindness is both intentional and impactful. When kindness is aligned with reason, it uplifts both the giver and the receiver. It creates a ripple effect, fostering respect, harmony, and genuine connection. This is the Stoic approach to kindness, an empowered mindful practice that demonstrates compassion without compromising strength. By embodying this balance, you elevate kindness from a passive trait to an active virtue, one that enriches both your life and the lives of those around you. Before offering kindness, pause and reflect. Is your action rooted in genuine virtue, or is it motivated by a desire for approval, validation, or even avoidance of conflict? This reflection lies at the heart of Stoic practice. The Stoics believed that all actions should stem from reason and align with virtue, ensuring they are deliberate and meaningful. Without this intentionality, acts of kindness can become hollow gestures, more about appeasing others than embodying your principles. Taking a moment to reflect allows you to act with clarity and integrity, transforming kindness into a deliberate expression of your character. Boundaries are a critical aspect of balanced kindness. They ensure that your compassion is not mistaken for weakness or obligation. Learning to say no with both firmness and kindness is an act of self-respect and a sign of strength. Boundaries communicate that your kindness is a choice, not a requirement, fostering mutual respect in your relationships. By maintaining boundaries, you protect your energy and well-being, allowing your kindness to flow from abundance rather than depletion. This approach fosters harmony, ensuring that kindness uplifts both yourself and others. To cultivate resilience in your practice of kindness, reflection is essential. The Stoics often use journaling as a tool to examine their motivations and actions. After an act of kindness, take time to ask yourself, why did I do this? Was it effective? How did it impact the other person and myself? This habit of introspection not only strengthens your resolve, but also refines your understanding of how kindness functions in different situations. It allows you to identify patterns, adjust your approach, and ensure your actions remain aligned with your principles. The Stoic principle of temperance is vital when balancing giving and self-care. Kindness should never come at the expense of your well-being. Overextending yourself in the name of compassion depletes your energy and diminishes your ability to help others in the long run. By practicing moderation, you ensure that your kindness remains sustainable. This balance allows you to nurture others without neglecting your own needs, creating a foundation of strength from which true generosity can flourish. Kindness reaches its full potential when it embodies both strength and gentleness. The Stoics understood that firmness in action complements compassion in intent. To be kind does not mean to be submissive. It means to act with empathy while remaining steadfast in your values. This balance is what commands respect and fosters trust. When you practice kindness with both strength and gentleness, you demonstrate that compassion is not a weakness, but a profound expression of your inner resilience and wisdom. Kindness, when balanced with wisdom, has the power to transform not only your relationships, but also your inner self. When you align your kindness with reason, you build resilience, shifting from vulnerability to strength. This transformation begins with understanding that kindness is not about sacrificing yourself for others or seeking their approval. Instead, it is about living in accordance with your values, guided by clarity and purpose. The Stoics believed that aligning action with reason was the path to inner peace and strength. When you practice kindness with mindfulness and intention, you reinforce your sense of self and create a foundation of resilience. This resilience allows you to navigate challenges with grace, ensuring that your kindness remains unwavering even in difficult circumstances. Self-awareness is the mirror through which kindness becomes an empowered choice. Reflect on your motivations. Why am I choosing to act kindly in this situation? Am I giving out of fear, obligation, or a desire for recognition? Or am I acting in alignment with my values? By examining your intentions, you transform kindness from a passive act into an intentional practice that reflects your highest self. This self-awareness doesn't just refine your actions, it deepens your understanding of who you are. Kindness becomes a tool for growth, a way to connect with others while maintaining harmony within yourself. It is in this balance between giving and preserving, between compassion and strength, that kindness transforms into an act of true empowerment. The Stoic approach to kindness is not about pleasing everyone or avoiding conflict. It is about embodying your values with courage and clarity. By practicing kindness with wisdom, setting boundaries, and cultivating self-awareness, you elevate it from a simple gesture to a profound expression of inner strength. This transformation not only enriches your relationships, but also fosters a sense of peace and fulfillment within yourself. Kindness, balanced and intentional, becomes not just a virtue, but a way of life, one that inspires respect, nurtures connection, and empowers you to live in alignment with your highest principles. Kindness, in its truest form, is far more than a fleeting act of goodwill or a means of gaining approval. It is a profound expression of virtue, grounded in wisdom, balanced by boundaries, and rooted in unwavering self-respect. The Stoics understood that kindness, when practiced with intention and clarity, is not a vulnerability, but a strength, a testament to one's character and resilience. For kindness to flourish, it must be deliberate, not indiscriminate. It must flow from a place of inner abundance rather than fear or obligation. Wisdom ensures that kindness is purposeful, extending only where it can uplift and empower both the giver and the receiver. Boundaries protect kindness from being exploited or misunderstood, maintaining a balance that fosters mutual respect, and self-respect serves as the foundation, reminding us that kindness offered at the expense of our own well-being is not sustainable. It is self-sacrifice, not virtue. In the Stoic perspective, kindness is invincible when it is sincere and guided by reason. Marcus Aurelius taught us that kindness must be authentic and unshaken by the responses of others. Epictetus reminded us to embody our philosophy through actions that reflect strength and clarity. And Seneca emphasized that the true measure of kindness is found in how it aligns with our higher values, rather than in how it is received. So, how can you embody kindness in a way that reflects both compassion and strength? This question invites you to examine your motivations, reflect on your boundaries, and align your actions with your principles. Kindness is not about pleasing everyone or avoiding discomfort. It is about standing firm in your values while extending compassion with courage and integrity. Approach kindness as an expression of your inner resilience. Let it flow from a place of strength, not fragility. Let it inspire connection without diminishing your self-worth. When practiced with balance and wisdom, Kindness becomes more than a virtue. It becomes a way of life, enriching your relationships, deepening your character, and fostering a sense of harmony within yourself and the world around you. Kindness, when rooted in strength, is a force that cannot be shaken. It is a reflection of your highest self, a gift to others, and a testament to your own inner power. The choice is yours. Will you embody kindness as a vulnerability, or will you transform it into a virtue of strength that uplifts everyone it touches? If you've made it this far, comment, "Kindness is strength, not weakness," to show that you're someone who understands the true value of kindness without compromising self-respect. Remember, being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. It's about balancing compassion with firm boundaries. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more Stoic insights that empower you to live a life of wisdom, resilience, and purpose. Share this with someone who might need a reminder that kindness, when paired with self-respect, is one of the greatest strengths. Stay kind, stay grounded, and as always, keep growing. See you in the next one.